Check out my Bohemian Dream membership full of yoga, spiritual life and biz trainings, group coaching and Q&A format, and a private community full of Bohemian goddesses. The doors won't open again until later this year. Hi and welcome to your yoga class. This is a grounding sequence for self-confidence that is going to help you root to rise into your greatness. So I'm super looking forward to this class. So let's get started and come to the top of the mat onto your feet. Bring the feet hip distance apart and root the feet into the mat, spreading your weight over the soles of both feet equally. Then relax your shoulders, your arms and your hands. Breathe deep into the belly, relax the belly, your bums. Keep a slight bend in the knees and see how relaxed or how tense you are, and see where you can still release tension. Take your time to really bring all of your attention into the body. Deepen the breath. Then open your eyes, interlace your fingers, and bring them up as high as you can. Come standing onto your toes and lengthen your whole body as much as you can, keeping the balance. And come back down. On the feet, bend forward. Grab opposite elbows. If your hamstrings are tight, you can keep a slight bend in the knees. Then you're going to lift the left heel and bring your nose toward the right knee. Lengthening the back of the right leg. And switch. Lift the right heel, put the left heel down, and bring the nose to the left knee. Really take your time to stretch here. And switch. Notice your breath. Keep it deep and slow and steady. And switch once again. And put both heels down again, put the hands down and slowly stack the vertebrae, roll yourself up until you stand straight again. Really slowly, take your time. Feel the vertebrae stacking. And then come to mountain pose. Open your arms beside your body. And then you're gonna put your hands on the wall, shoulder height. Keep your thumbs together as much as you can, and then hang into it and really try to bring your head as close to the wall as you can. Tilt the pelvis so you have a hollow back, and try to keep your arms as straight as possible. The closer you'll bring your thumbs together, the more of a stretch you'll feel in your shoulders, and your feet are halfway down the mat. And you put your heels on the mat, and when you tilt the pelvis, you'll feel a stretch in the back of your legs as well. And all you gotta do is just breathe and lean into it. Then slowly make your way out of this wall stretch. Then spread the feet wide, toes pointing forward. And then you're gonna bring your back against the wall with your head down and really kind of attach yourself to the wall with your back. Walk your feet in and then stretch the legs. Put your hands down and really find a stretch. You will see that you will be able to go deeper down with your head once you get the hang of this pose. And slowly come back up again. Walk to the front end of the mat. Feet are hip distance again. And then you're gonna grab your right foot. You're gonna put your heel to your bum. Grab it with both hands and bring the elbows up so you will get a stretch in your chest and the lower back. And of course your thigh as well. So keep your heel to your bum and keep the knees together. Let it go. And then we're going to switch, doing the same thing with the left foot. Attach it to your bum. Bring the elbows up. Keep the knees together. Open the chest. And let it go again. Standing on both feet. Bring up the arms and come into chair pose. Try to keep your back as long as possible and not tilt the pelvis too much. Keep the knees together. Try and put your bums backward as much as you can while keeping the arms and chest lifted. Then slowly come up. You're gonna bring in your right knee toward the chest. Lengthen the back. And while you do this, you flex your right foot. And, of course, keep breathing steadily, slowly, deeply. And bring it down. Switch to the left side. Bring up the left foot, standing firmly on the right foot. Always keep a slight bend in your standing leg so the energy can flow through freely. So you're going to flex the left foot again. Try to lengthen your back as much as possible while you're bringing your knee as close as you can to your chest. And let the left foot go down again. Bring your hands at the bottom of your bums and try to walk them down while you do a backward bend. So you're gonna push your bums, your hips, you're gonna push them forward and you're gonna let your throat be open. And when you come up, you're gonna walk your hands back up on the lower back so you can come up safely. From there, step your left foot back, pivot the back foot, and spread the arms. Open the hips toward the side of the mat. Then lengthen the right arm and bring it down to your knee. Make sure your upper body is aligned with the lower body. So it's not a matter of being able to touch the mat because then you're gonna miss out on the stretch in your left side body. And also you're gonna feel a stretch in your front leg, at the back of the leg. Make sure there's a really slight bend in it. Then also you want to open your chest to the left, to the ceiling, looking up to your left hand. And then slowly come up. So we're going to transition into warrior one, pivoting the back foot. It's a high lunge. So make sure there's a 90-degree bend in your front leg and you're standing on the ball of your back foot, pulling the back heel backward. So make sure you find your balance. The hips are square. And really deepen the pelvis toward the mat with every breath out. And then again, you're going to pivot the back foot, standing on your heel again. Transitioning to an extended side angle pose, you can see whether your hand can touch the mat or maybe your knee, or you can use a block. And then you're going to bring up that lower hand toward the upper hand without moving, or try at least to not move the upper hand. And keep extending yourself, keep lengthening yourself. So keep rooting the back foot and keep moving up your hands. Keep breathing and slowly come back up to the high lunge, the warrior one pose, on to the ball of your back foot. And then you're gonna lengthen when you breathe in and do a side twist with your left elbow on over your right knee, lengthening through the left side body. Keep pulling back that back heel and lengthen yourself through the breath. And then slowly come back up. You're gonna come back to the side of the mat, spreading the feet wide, and we're gonna transition through the other side. So now the right foot is pivoted, hips are open toward the side of the mat. Follow the left hand, bring it down to your knee. Open the body, the upper body, toward the right side, toward the ceiling. And look up to your right hand. Feel the stretch in the right side of your body. Slowly come back up. Pivot the foot again onto the ball of the foot, the high lunge, warrior one. Hips are square. There's a 90-degree in your front leg. Never put your knee over your ankle, then you should put your foot a bit forward. Pivot the back foot again to extended side angle pose. And then you're gonna bring up the lower hand to the upper hand again. Let yourself be guided by your breath. Or you can also choose to let your breath be guided by your body. Come back to the ball of your back foot and then extend the body when you breathe in and pull the right elbow over the left knee. And look over your left shoulder. This might be a bit of a challenge. Just make notice of your feet. Those are your balancing points. So keep pulling them apart. Keep pushing them into the mat. Keep pulling that back heel away while you maintain your balance. Okay, and from here we're going to transition to another pose against the wall. So what you're going to do is you're going to step your left toes against the wall. Then your left knee is also going to be against the wall. And you're going to step your right knee back. So you're going to really try to lower your knee as much as you can. So walk your foot back as far as you can. Your left hand is going to be on the inside of your left foot. Put your left cheek against the wall and bring your pelvis forward, downward as much as you can. You're gonna feel a stretch in your shoulders and in your right upper leg. Slowly come out of this pose and then we're gonna switch. So your right toes and knees come against the wall now. Bring the pelvis forward. Your right hand goes to the inside of your right foot. Bring the left hand as high as you can. And then lean into it. Bring that pelvis forward. You can choose which cheek you prefer to put against the wall. It switches for me, so really see what's most comfortable for you. And slowly come back up again. Okay, so standing on your knees, come back to the middle of the mat, and then you're going to put your left foot forward. The right knee's below the hip. Then again, you're going to bring the pelvis forward so you can hang into it with your pelvis. Feel the stretch in the front side of your right thigh. Take your time. Take deep, slow, steady breaths. Then with your right hand, you can grab your right foot. You see that I'm coming up from the pelvis a bit. Do not come down to the mat with your hand to grab your foot. Rather, you can come out of the stretch a bit and grab your foot. Then you're going to try and bring your foot to your right buttock. Lift up the right elbow. And keep deepening the pelvis toward the mat. And then when you're ready, let go. And then we're gonna switch again. So bring the right foot forward, hang into your pelvis, deepen it toward the mat. Use your breath. And then when you're ready, you can grab your left foot with your left arm. Do not come down to the mat. Keep the stretch. And then bring the left foot in towards your buttock with your left arm, lifting up the left elbow. Use your breath. And slowly let go. Come back to the knees. Then we're going to prepare for camel pose. And to do that, you're going to put your hands on your thighs and like lean back so you can feel the upper legs engage. This is the movement that you want when you're going to go into camel pose. So lean back, grab your ankles, and then push the pelvis forward. So you really want to put a lot of tension as if you're putting an arrow in a bow on the front side of your body. And then slowly come up with your hands on your back again. Your head comes up last, and then come into table pose. From table pose, tuck your toes in the mat and lengthen the legs. Come into downward facing dog. Lengthen the upper body as much as you can. Tilt the pelvis so you get a hollow back again. And then lift up the right leg. You're going to open the hips. You're going to stack the hips. And bring the right foot forward. Back to high lunge. This time you're going to lift up the arms. When you breathe in, lengthen from the pelvis. And when you breathe out, lower the pelvis to the mat. Allow your gaze to follow your hands as you bend over backward. Come back with your hands on the mat. Bring the feet back together. Push yourself into downward facing dog once again. Lengthen that upper body. Try to pull your heels down to the mat. Then you lift the left leg, stack the hips while you keep the shoulders square as much as you can. And bring the left foot forward. Come back to warrior one, high lunge. Lift the arms. Keep your hips square. Keep a 90-degree angle in the front leg. And gaze to your hands when you bend over backward. Lifting the body when you breathe in. Lowering the body when you breathe out. Come back with your hands to the mat. Downward facing dog. Lengthen that upper body. Make sure your back is as hollow as you can, and then bring the knees toward the mat. Come into child's pose. Give yourself a rest. Rest your shoulders on your knees so your knees are closed together. Then your forehead rests on the mat. You can grab your feet with your hands. And notice your spine is lengthening when you breathe in, and when you breathe out, you can melt yourself toward the mat. So from here, you can come lying on your back into Shavasana. The heels point toward each other, toes point out. Your hands, the palm of your hands point toward the ceiling. And you deepen your breath. If you need to, you can even lift your head so you tuck your chin to your chest and lengthen the spine. And then put it back down again. Stay in here as long as you want. And enjoy all the feelings that come to you. And when you're ready, bring your knees to your chest, give yourself a big hug, grab opposite elbows, bring your nose to the knees, and wiggle yourself up to a seated position. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you really liked this class. I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. Namaste. If you like this video, please leave a comment or share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell. Of course, you can find all the links to my other social media profiles in the description box. You will also find links to my Facebook group and my membership. I'd be very glad to see you there. Thank you for being here, and don't forget to stretch yourself.